Hello, I would like to welcome you in this weekly portion of Beshalach. It's a very famous portion and very famous and very powerful portion. Then when the 72 names of God are revealed in it, so you can make any new movements in your life, what is opportunities that might happen to you. Besides that, I'm going to share. Okay, so the energies of this week is very powerful. And also we find another idea that we have here the battle against Amalek. Okay, so we find it in the Shmot here. Vayomer ki yad al kesia milchama lehashem be'amalek midor vador. And he said, the hand upon the throne of God will give that Amalek from generation to generation. Okay, so when we are leaving Egypt, this is what we have to remember. What is going on against Amalek? And we have to erase all this name, even from everywhere. This is something very powerful, considering that this nation is no longer living anymore. Let's see further what is going to have the importance of it. And then in the fifth book we find, because it keeps repeating itself in many places, זכור את אשר עשה לך עמלק בדרך בצאתך ממצרים, אשר קרך בדרך, ויזנו בך כל הנחשלים אחריך, ואתה עייף והגיע ולא ירא אלוקים. והיה המניח השם אלוקיך לך מכל אויביך מסביב בארץ, אשר השם אלוקיך נותן לך נחלה לרשתה, ותמחה את זכר עמלק, מתחת השמיים לא תשכח. Okay? In English, remember what Amalek did into that was you come forth out of Egypt. So this is what's happening in this weekly portion. And how met they by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, all that were enabled in the year when you wast faint and weary, and he feared not God. Therefore it shall be when the God thy had given freed from all thine enemies round about, in the land which has the God given thee for the inheritance of possess it, that you shall blot out of the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, you shall not forget. So what do you think? Why this nation, like that, not living anymore, it was such a evil among all the rest of the nation? And how could we erase the memory even of those Amalek? So what Rashi says here, that God thinks that his name is even not perfect till we didn't erase Amalek. So it seems very crucial. So therefore, when we have here in the portion, in Vayomer ki yad al kesia, Ya is Yud Hey. It is half of the tetragrammaton of the Yud K Vav K. So that's why, like God, it's not completed its name because it's only a half section of it. Okay, because we still need to erase Amalek. So even that nation was so terrible. And interestingly, there's a name of God that's over here in place. So why it is important that we have a Yud K? But we could have another half of it, right? Okay, and the Vav K. So what is the meaning between Amalek? So what we are in about the story that all the nations heard about the 10 plagues and the splitting of the Red Sea. So therefore, they were thinking that the Jewish nation has something very powerful, and like no one would touch them because they become so special, because God is protecting them. So, but Amalek was thinking in a different way that over that time. So he know about the relationship between God and the Jewish nation. And in spite of that, he was telling that that they wanted to insist to kill the Jewish nation. So he knew about it. The others didn't. Okay, but Amalek knew, and so he wanted to persuade this nation, wanted to persuade the others to do the genocide at that time. So it is not an old story, okay, and a nation. It is not only an old story and a nation that is not existing anymore, but in every generation we find like Amalek, okay, people that is related to this kind of negativity of Amalek, and it's the descendants of Esau we are talking about. That we have it here a portion, the phrase karha, okay, cool down, okay, meaning that that we won't have the enthusiastic way of like studying, of doing things like positive things, right? So there are like type of people like that, and we don't want these people to affect us, right? So it's better that we don't let them to influence us. Okay, so meaning that people are also doing like good things, and if we are cooling them down by saying this is not having an importance, and that's why they were like totally lost this battle, and they don't know what to do with it. So, and in the first part of the tetragrammaton we have here the Yud K, it is coming from the Chokhmah, from the wisdom. The He is from Binah, and the Vav, meaning that so it's coming from the part of the wisdom. So meaning that Amalek, this nation, is not disturbed. That they don't care that the Jewish people are studying the Torah. They have this relationship with God, okay? This is meaning that the Yud K, it doesn't matter for them, so the relationship with God, but the Vav K, right? This is the connection between the God and the mitzvot, okay? So meaning that the Yud K, it doesn't bother them, that this wisdom and the idea of the wisdom, because it doesn't care that the Jews can relate to God. They can understand God, like could be through the mitzvot. They can have this divine connection better. But they don't want that they could practice, okay, meaning putting practice of the mitzvot and the connection. So this meaning that the full connection, because this is our duty, like in this physical world, to make these kind of connections with the mitzvot. Okay. So that's why, like, don't listen to those kind of people that they are calling you, okay, that not to do the good thing, right? Okay. So this is like the Amalek mentality. But according to Zechariah, what it says, "Vaya Hashem lemelech akol haaretz v'yimahu yeh Hashem echad u'shmo echad," and the God shall be king over all the earth, in that there should be one, and His name is one. So meaning we have to admit, so God is ruling everything, and don't let other people to influence you by that. So this is the meaning of this portion, and like the splitting of the Red Sea is something very powerful. We are coming out of something negative that we owned, one of our treaties, one of our like negative thought that we carried, and we want to get rid of it. So, okay, put it in a garbage, certain things that it's not useful, it's not serving us anymore. I wish you this in this weekly portion, and go and listen to the Torah reading on Shabbat. Thank you, and see you next week.